First of all, I would like to thank you very much to Mr. Sanjeev for inviting me today here for discussions on how we could tackle problems on trying to reduce the crime rate in Malaysia. Mr. Sanjeev is not funny. I've known him for quite some time, because when I was in service as an IGP, he always disturbed me, because he was the one who always called me, telling me about gangsterism, telling me about drugs in Bahau. Okay? So until I have to direct the OCPD to see him and get all the information from him to take action against the drug pushers and also the gangsters in Bahau area. So I think we have done that before.
Yes.
So that's why I feel that he is very sincere in trying to help the government, okay, and also the citizens of this country. But one thing I think is good in the future, you should also invite the current IGP to be with us, okay, because he's the one who is supposed to implement all these things later on. Because I'm a former IGP, so I don't have any power anymore to do anything. So it's good if he can be with us, so that we can work together, you know. There's no point blaming one another, talking about politics and all that. You shouldn't politicize crime. That's one thing I don't like, because why? It can develop into a different issue later on, because the perception will be a bit different when you politicize things. Okay, you have to ascertain the cause of the problem. You have to be sincere in understanding the cause of the problem. Then only you can find the answer on how to solve things. This is very important. I know we are all concerned citizens about crime, and I also would like to show you all that even the Sultan of Perak is very concerned, because I've got this press release on Wednesday, July 11, 2012, when the Sultan of Perak opened up the Taiping police station. This is what he said. He wants the police to maintain a high-class image. You see, coming this from the Sultan, if he can say this, that means there is something wrong.
Correct.
At present. So he said that the Malaysian police must maintain its professionalism and loyalty to ensure the enforcement of law applies to all levels of society. That's what he said. And then he also said bribery, oppressing the weak, and closing an eye to offences carried by the elite community is some of the negative images that the police of third world countries are branded with. So he doesn't want our police force to be branded as a third world country police force, because we are coming to the age of developing country. You see? So we don't go back to third world country. And then the last, he said, there is no point having reports and figures that satisfies only the government, when in reality the crime rate is at a worrying trend. So if the Sultan can say this, then the Sultan is worried, we citizens are more worried, I think. Okay? Because Sultans live in palaces, they have people taking care of them. Then of course we citizens, we are on our own, you know? There's no body taking care of our security and all that. So I think this is cause of concern to us. So what I feel is that it is a good thing that we have this going on, but it would be good if the police be together with us, you know, so that we can change ideas, we can make good strategies together in how to bring down crime in this country. So you have to deploy people strategically. If you're a police organization, when you know that you're having a problem of increase in crime and security, so you have to deploy people strategically. So in criminology, in a research by criminology, in 1983, they thought about the broken window concept by George Calling. That is, he's an American. So he said that in order to ensure the safety of the community, and also that crime could be brought down, you must have this open window concept theory. This open window concept theory says that, for example, if there are certain buildings which are being ignored, all the windows are broken, Nobody takes care of that building. Of course, criminals will use that building. Okay, they will use that building to be as a headquarters and to develop into their own headquarters to commit further crimes. So this is what he believes. So in that case, we have to ensure that our environment is clean and that our environment is well taken care of. He said a clean environment, and where an environment is being taken care of, that means the people will feel that there is cohesion in the community. When there is cohesion in the community, so this community can always guard themselves from criminal attacks. Because there's cohesion, because you work together. So that's what he feels. So we see this theory of broken window theory says that you have to take action on petty crimes. If you ignore petty crimes, then you will be facing with the problem of serious crimes. This is important. So in this area, the police have to enforce the law and ensure that together with the people, identify or trying to reduce these petty crimes, such as snatch thefts and all that, if it is in the Malaysian context. Okay? So what I believe is that this strategy must be done together with the public. At present, I understand that we have a lot of police patrols now. Okay? No doubt we don't have enough police officers at the moment. We got only about 100,000. And every year we have about 3,000 going on retirement. Okay? So, in fact, the number is being reduced. That's why when I was in service before, I requested the government to take another 60,000. But it has not been implemented at all. See? Only recently the PM said that he wants to recruit more police officers. Okay? So, what strategy did they do? So now they are using auxiliary police, okay, to assist the police in doing patrols. So I think auxiliary police, yes, but they are only assisting us, assisting the police. You see? You don't ask auxiliary police to work more than the ordinary policeman. Okay? So what I feel is that this strategy sometimes, number one, and you should be in control of this auxiliary police. That means the command and control should be by the police officer themselves. But there are certain ill feelings, not ill feelings, means ketidakpuasan hati by some police officers who are doing the job, saying that they receive instruction not from the police officers but from KDN. Okay, you can't be this way. Because why? In the Police Act, Section 4, they said command and control of the police force should be by the Inspector General of Police, who will be responsible to the Minister of Home Affairs. So that means all instructions must be from the IGP. Then I heard saying that even the ministry can issue instructions now to the police officers in doing operation. That is wrong. So who is on control now? I think this is the one we should correct it. I'm not blaming anyone. You should correct this so that the police work in unison. If not, it will be a problem. It will be a problem. So these are things I think we should invite the current IGP so that we can discuss with him so that he has to make his own decisions on how to run the police force, taking orders and all that from anyone. That's important. Because I've said it out before. Before I retire, so I said it out that please do not interfere with the police administration. But I think now, I don't know whether you are aware or not, because you read in the papers, even sometimes other people can give instructions to the police. Okay? So I think this is wrong. Let the police do their job. Do not interfere with the police. That's one. Number two, as I've said earlier, the broken window concept. They said petty crimes. Okay, at the present situation, you see that, at present, you see there's a lot of illegal activities carried out. You have a lot of illegal gambling outlets. Selangor everywhere, you see. I receive my phone, the public still has my phone number. So I receive an email from one of the public praying for the police to take action on illegal gambling, on prostitution, on loan sharks, because some of these activities has gone into the Felda. You see? So this is what they are giving, they are SMSing to me. So I have SMS this information to the Deputy Inspector General of Police, so that he will know the people's perception on the ground, so that he can take action. See? Because I can only receive, but I cannot do anything now. I just pass it to the authorities for them to carry out their job. So this is what the people is frustrated now. Okay? There's a lot of loan sharks, a lot of killings and all that. Nowadays, even policemen are being knocked down by cars. They are being shot at, So as if that nobody is respecting the police now. This is very important. So where has the respect gone to? This is very important, is it? You can never hear before criminals shooting at the police. Okay? Terrorists is different thing. I'm talking about criminals, the normal criminals. They really respect the police. Something is wrong. I think something has to be done for the top police generals to look at themselves, whether they can improve further on their service or not. Because if you want to improve things, you must always look at what is the negative things. Okay, you have to introspect yourself and see what is the weakness in your organization. You identify that weakness. After you have identified that weakness, then perbetulkan, improve it. Then only I think you can improve the organization. Okay, so I think this is very important, that the police should work together with the public. Also, in the broken window theory, they associate that the police alone could not reduce crime. You need the public to be together with the police, because you know your area. The police cannot be there for 24 hours, You know your area, so you should be contacting the police if there's anything. And the police should respond fast. This is where the cooperation between the authorities and the public must be there. If not, it will be very difficult. I know there are some instances where even informers, they are afraid to inform the police of certain information that they have. When they see that some police officers are very close to, they have links, or they have connections, or they have relationship.
Business partners.
Or they become business partners with these illegal people. So no one will give information then. See? If you want people to give information, you yourself must show that you are credible. Then people trust you with the information. Because there will be retaliation if that information is being revealed as to who is the one who gives the information. He might die, of retaliation. So this has to be looked into. So intelligence gathering is the most important thing now, especially when you don't have preventive laws anymore. Before, yes, you get information, you investigate further, build up a case file, you arrest a person, okay? And then you interrogate him to get more information out of him. But now you can't do that. You got no law. You got no preventive law anymore. So you have to do the investigation first. That means you have to get intelligence. Investigate first. Then build up a case file on him. Once you have got all the evidence, then charge him in court. So there's a difference now when you don't have there's a different way that you should work now. Because without preventive law, the police have to work harder. Okay? And they have to be more close to the public. That's very important. So I think this is a good way in trying to get the public involved by having this NGO, so that people can get more aware of crime, so that you can help people to take care of themselves from becoming victims of crime. And I think we should be having more activities like this. That's what I feel.
Okay, now, speaking about SAC Taivigan, Deputy CPO of Selangor, you see, the reason why the reason why the government is putting an Indian there, which has never been done before, probably because of the pressure from the NGOs and all that. You want to tackle the Indian issues. But when you put somebody there, and it's proven that Taivigan is not performing, please change him. Apa susah? I'm sure Tan Sri Musa has actually nurtured so many Indian officers who can take the place, who can perform better. We need solution. You see, if Taivigan himself is giving excuses, what the rakyat can do? Oh, kena bunuh diri lah macam ni.
MCP at school, I'm talking to him.
Huh?
He just,
So we need action. We need action, and I'm sure Tan Sri Musa also would love to respond to that shortly. We need action. If the person is not performing, change him. Put a new person who can perform. We need action. Tan Sri?
Yeah. Number one, when you talk about gangsterism, Indian gangster, Malay or
but Indian,
even Malays, they have gangsters now. Don't talk about Indian alone. You have Malay gangsters, you have Chinese gangsters. Okay? So don't talk only about one race. Every race has their own gangsters and all that. So I think what the police need to do is to identify and be close to them. Number one. Because in order to... gangsters before are not like before. They have changed their way of operation. Different, before gangsters, they take care of their clans, they take care of their own people, they extort people just to help the poor people. That's a gangster before. But now, no, today's gangsters, they're doing business. The Chinese gangsters are doing business. They are doing the illegal activities. The Indian gangsters are being recruited as the guards or bodyguards or the fighters. The Malay gangsters are also being recruited sometimes jadi bouncer in clubs and all that, So they are doing illegal business. So when they are doing illegal business, then you must know who are the person responsible in operating this business. I said just now, there's a lot of people have been complaining to me that there's a lot of illegal gambling outlets everywhere. So they told me the person who plays in the gambling outlet is the Malays. Customers are the Malays, And then the taxi drivers also gambling there. Some junior police officers, they gamble at night as well, until 3 a.m. in the morning. This is what I receive, either for free or for what, I won't know.
I just on you.
No, hold on. Hold on, let me finish first. So, I feel that we should take action on them. This is what the broken window theory is. If with petty crimes you do not take action, then it will breach into more serious crimes. You see? So it's a vicious circle. So that means how do you take action against this? Because if you just raid today, tomorrow the thing will be there again. That's a fire brigade way of fighting fire. So you have to go to the root of it. Get who is the boss. That's very important. You better get the boss, And then if all these are illegal activities, then you must investigate. And the AMLA is all dirty money. Then if you can do this, then I think you can help these people, the gangsters. And you have to be close to them because they don't have the opportunity. They do not have the opportunity to work. Because some of them are university graduates. Some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are secondary schools, But they don't have the opportunity to work. So they get involved in drug trafficking and all that, selling drug pushers and all that. Why? Because they need the money. So if you are close to them, identify them, give them the job, I think they do not want to be criminals.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to be a criminal, you know. So it's up to us now to help them, the government, the agencies, to help them. So identify them and save them. That's number one. Number two is the rehab. You send a person to prison. What is the rehabilitation? The type of rehabilitation he gets. That's very important, you know. Do you bring him out later on to be a good citizen? Or you bring him out later on, he still continue with his old habits? Rehab means you change a person into a better person. So we have to look into our rehabilitation also. You see, whether we are doing it correctly or not. Because we sometimes, the agencies, the prison, sometimes every year they ask for budget, rehab and all that. So at least put this money into good use so that people can be good. So that they won't get involved with crime anymore. Okay? So these are things I think we can discuss further with all these agencies so that we can work together. Don't be afraid of NGOs. You shouldn't be afraid of NGOs, you know. Because when we talk a bit vocal, people think that you are against the government. Yeah, I'm not against the government. I love the government. I've been serving in the police for 41 years. You think I want to sell the country? I never allowed myself even to stoop that low to take money from illegals. You know? And you think I would sell my country? I won't sell my country. Okay? I don't mind being a poor retired IGP than becoming like a rich, high flyer retired IGP. I don't like to be that. I still want to be close to the people, because wherever I go, the people will wish me I can go to the market freely and eat roti canai with them. I think that is the best of life, that a retired life that I need, because I want to be with the people, because I've been together with them, right? So you have to be with them. So this is very important. Yeah. Okay, when you say that whether police officers are involved or have links with the underworld, of course, sometimes as a police officer, when you want to get information from the underworld, you yourself must mix with them. If not, you can't get information from them. There's a professional way of doing things. I was in the drug unit before, when I was an inspector, 14 years. I do undercover work. When I do undercover work, I have to befriend them, but they don't know that I'm a police officer. My relationship with them is purely to gather evidence. You know, purely to gather evidence. So you need to do that. If not, you won't penetrate into his involvement. You know, so don't think that police officer, if they are doing that, they are corrupted. No. You know the story of Serpico in America? He went undercover. Yeah. He identified all corrupted officers and he informed the boss for the boss to take action against all corrupted, because he was in with the syndicate. He wants to clean up the police force. All right? That's what of Serpico. Even the police is hunting for him, and even the crooks are hunting for him. Because he's doing undercover work. You know? So similarly, it's the same. But of course, as a police officer, you cannot be having links or relationship with dubious people. That's where people don't trust you anymore. The public now have eyes. It is not like before. You don't have internet before. Now you have internet. See? Every phone has a photograph, has a camera now. Before you don't have that. Wherever you go, they can take your photograph, you know. So be careful. You are living in a glass house at present. Transparent. You know, you live in a glass house. People know what you do. So take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, then people will respect you, and the crooks will be afraid of you. But if you allow yourself to be friendly with them, then nobody will trust you, and your organization will be destroyed. That's important. But one thing, it is not only for police officers. Even politicians should not have any relations with these links, underground links. You know, is very bad. If they have underground links, later on we'll have mafia ruling this country. We don't want mafia to rule this country, like America and all that. We don't want that to happen. In America, it takes about 30 years to clean up the mafia there. You know, so don't do that. You know, so we must think about the future generation of this country. You must think about the society's safety, okay? And your own children's safety. That's the most important. What are we living for? If not for future generation, right? We're living for that. Like myself, I'm already old. I don't know whether I can live another 2 or 3 years anymore. If I follow Prophet Muhammad, I'll go at the age of 63. Okay? but praying to God lah, might live longer, right? Okay, so that's my answer. So by looking at the present situation, where you have lots of illegal activities, do you think there's no links? You can answer yourself. To me, before, the police has their own enforcement team to look after police officers. Yes, we have that. So the 30th branch in the police force, they are supposed to monitor any police officer, even the IGP. If the IGP is wrong, yeah, they can inform the IGP, you're doing the wrong thing, you know, and they can report even to the minister.
Do they get instruction directly from the minister, KDN?
No, they don't. They don't. Normally, the IGP directed them. So that means if you are the leader, you yourself must be clean.
Yep.
If you are not clean, then you are not going to direct them to investigate all these things, right? Because you yourself are not clean. That's the problem. But if you are clean, then you can direct them to investigate these officers. So credibility is number one. That's number one. Number two, you have the SPRM now. What is the SPRM doing? SPRM sekarang ni adalah commission. You know, commissions should be independent. You know, they should be hunting everyone who breaks the law. Okay, not necessarily whether he's opposition or he's from the government political. They should be investigating people who break the law. Similarly, the same thing with the police. You know, you don't choose whom you want to investigate. No, as long as there's a report of offense being committed, then you investigate. You don't care whether he is a politician or he is the opposition or what, right? Well, I can give an example. Whenever I arrest some groups who is involved in illegal activities, there will be phone calls for me to release them. Right? From top people, you know. Of course. Okay.
Who else can call the IGP? There's nobody in the force.
Okay. I used to arrest quite a number of datos, okay, involving in loan sharks. Okay, that means those who are being awarded with datoship or whatever transfership are also involved in these things. Okay, and of course, when they get all this award, they are close to somebody. If not, nobody will give the award to them, right? So I think all of you know who this person is. I don't have to mention name. I think the press knows very well. Okay, but they, of course, since the links is too high, no one dares to talk about it. But no one dares to talk about it. So are we going to just keep quiet and allow it to happen? That is a problem. You see? And sometimes we feel that they can dictate even police officers to do things. Sometimes they can spend police officers overseas to play golf and all that. You know? So I would not like to expand much. I think you know who he is. Okay? and investigation should be done against this type of person. It's known facts. I think the public knows about this.
So Tan Sri,
Yeah.
Tan Sri, what's your views? So your comment about this policeman
Huh?
get involved in the gang rape in
Policeman.
yeah.
They should be taken action, very serious action. This is a very serious way because the public trust them and they betray the trust. Any police officer who betray the trust of the public should get double punishment. Okay.
Tantri, you were saying earlier that the current police force under Tan Sri Ismail Omar should work together with the public to prevent crime, right?
Yeah.
Is it not what he's doing now, getting the involvement of the residents and the people and
Getting involvement by just going around is a different thing. I also can get people involvement, just go down there, see people going out, they're involved with me.
So
But what happened after that? Okay?
What is your suggestion? How to beef up and how to, to make it work as
Okay, number one, what we did before is the station where the area officer, station officer, first of all must be close to the public. There's no point the IGP going around where I'm close to the public. Nobody will call you. It's the people on the ground who does the job. Okay? Number two, that's why when I was in service before, I gave my phone number to the public. Because I want to get involved with the public. So that the public can tell me whether my officer is working or not. So I can check my officer. So when you issue instructions, you must check and monitor. If you issue instructions but you don't check and monitor, then whatever direction is being given is whether you don't know whether it's being done or not. Okay, that's very important. So you must always check whether the officer on the ground is doing the job or not. As I've said earlier, there's a lot of, now you have the blue and green rondaan, blue and green. There was instruction, baju biru, baju hijau, mau ronda sekolah. So who is this baju biru, baju hijau? Rela and the police, of course. So policemen banyak ronda mau buat. Ronda petrol car, ronda motorbike. There's so many rondas you dah buat sekarang ni. Do you have enough policemen to do all this ronda? Or use the same people to ronda? They are working, I think, till death. The robots. Okay? Then you put auxiliary police to help and Rela to help. Okay? So, they are under whose command? You want to know they are under whose command. Whether whatever they do, whether they have the power to take action or not, that's important. Normally it's only the police officer. But then when you have given an auxiliary police or apa ni sukarelawan untuk buat kerja. Yeah, sukarelawan is volunteers. They're not being paid. If they are not being paid, do you think they are serious in the job? Okay. Do you think they want to work more than what the normal policeman is going to do? But with all this, I think the policemen now, they also, now since you got Rela, you've got the volunteers to do the work for you. So now you do the work, I will just direct you to do it. That's why sometimes when you see petrol cars, the roadblock, they stop. The person who check the cars are the Rela and the auxiliary police. The policeman will just duduk tengok bagi arahan. So that's wrong concept. You want the police to be involved. The police themselves must do the job because they are tasked to do it. Like the army. You use the volunteer army to fight in the war. No, they cannot fight in the war. You need the regular army to go in. Right. So that's how I think we should tackle things. They can assist. Kalau for example police sukarelawan, PBR. PBR is only to assist the police. For example, if the police has got a lot of work, PBR will be taking care of the Balai Police, taking down reports. The normal police will do the right, chase the criminal. It's not the PBR. You see, their training is not like the normal police. It's about the normal police being trained for 1 year. PBR only for 2 months, 3 months. Okay? So these are things that I think we should review back. Review. Buat dengan betul lah, review. These are all the manpower that we can help us, but must be in proper instruction. It must be given. As I've said earlier, now I was informed that even the KSU can direct the CPOs and report back to him. So who is in charge of the police now? Command and control, as I've said earlier, under Section 4.1 of the Police Act, should be under the IGP. Command and control of the police force. No other person can issue instructions. That's why we have IGSOs and all this. Inspector General's standing orders, instructions. You cannot get instructions from KSU and all that, you see? And report back to KSU. So, macam mana cerita ni? So these are things I think we should highlight, tell them, so that they can work. Perbetulkan lah, bukan kita nak komen kerana kita benci lah. Kan, if kita benci, if we don't like you, we don't talk anymore. You see, I'm a person like that. If I hate already, I don't to talk anymore. Like my wife, if I tak suka isteri, why should we talk to her anymore? Okay, sudah gaduh, sudah banyak. Pasal kita sayang lah kita cakap, so that you kasih betul, you see, because you want you to improve things. Because I love the police force. I've been there. You see, my children study semua pakai gaji polis. Okay, they become human beings. So I love the police force. Yeah.
Sorry, Tan Sri. Just to put it bluntly, are you saying that Ismail Omar has lost control of the police force?
You ask him. You don't ask me. You ask him, not me.
Then, what exactly are you implying? Which authority do you think is responsible for this?
Which authority?
Yeah.
What do you mean, which authority?
You said that someone needs to perbetulkan the situation. So,
Well, he himself. He himself. He's IGP. Okay?
And Tan Sri, how do you know that there's interference from the Home Ministry? Is this just perception, or have you got sources?
You read the papers. Sometimes you hear that I've directed the police to do this, I've directed the police to do that. Well, I think you know. Okay?
Tan Sri, what is your personal view on current IGP?
My personal view, he's a good man. But being a good man alone and to become popular, I think is not a criterion to be the IGP. You have to be tough also. Okay? You have to be tough. And sometimes you have to be vocal on your superiors. When it is not right, tell that it's not right. Don't just say yes. I used to say before, if the IGP is a yes man, he will be the best IGP in the world. If the IGP is vocal, then he will be a very bad IGP. He will have a lot of allegation against him. Okay? But if you're a yes man, you just follow what people want, then you are the best IGP in the world. Because in Malaysia, it works that way, you know.
Tan Sri Ismail Omar used to be your AIG.
Yeah.
How was he during that time?
Well, he was good before, hardworking, strict. And I feel that he's clean. That's why I groom him to be the DIG and IGP. But I don't know, now he has to perform lah. Okay? And I used to tell him he should be better than me. Okay?
Actually, going back to your earlier statement about how this interference by these politicians and all that, when you were IGP, when you see this kind of interference, when you face this kind of interference, what is the remedy? What kind of action you took, and whether is this a crime?
Well, number one, I don't take any action if the instruction is not according to the law. No action. I just tell them I cannot take action because it's against the law. Okay? I can only take lawful orders as an IGP. Under Section 20 of Subsection 2 of the Police Act, the police must only take lawful orders. If it's an unlawful orders, you cannot do it. You see? So you have to inform back your superior, say that is an unlawful order. So very sorry, no action will be taken. If he still insists, can you please give it in black and white? Because I won't be responsible after that. Okay?
Even if it's from the PM?
Even if it's from the PM. I have to take care of myself. Okay, I'm a government servant, you know.
But does it mean that you have a list of black and white instructions by so and so people?
List of?
Documents in black and white. Of them
No, I don't keep all these documents. Okay?
So you have never got any such black and white documents? Anyone who actually went to that step, is it?
No. When I said give me in black and white, normally they stop. Okay?
So Tan Sri, so this means that if it is a lawful order, then the police can take orders from the government.
Yeah.
So if it's a reasonable based on the laws?
Laws on the laws, yeah.
That's right. How far up did this kind of interference?
How far up?
How far up?
What do you mean by how far up?
To which level?
Was it the DPM or PM? You know how?
Normally is
How
the
influential are these people?
the direct officer who is you are responsible to. You know, no other officers. The direct officers. That means the IGP is responsible to the minister. So the minister normally gives the instruction, or the deputy minister, if the minister is not there. Okay.
Are you saying that this kind of calls to release so and so people sometimes comes from the Home Minister?
Not only Home Minister, sometimes it comes from other politicians, even from oppositions. Yeah. I still remember when I was the IGP, an opposition MP came to my office. Okay. She brought with me a bundle of summons. I said, Tan Sri, this is a summons which has been issued by the police. This summon is from the village, orang kampung punya saman, because they ride motorcycles without helmet. So ini orang kampung tak ada wang. Can you please now ambil ini saman and they don't have to pay the summons, you know. Batalkan. Cancel the summons. I said, Yang Berhormat, I feel sad when this come from you, because the law is being made by you in Parliament. Okay? The law is being made by you in Parliament. If the traffic law says that anyone who rides a motorbike must wear a helmet, it's because of his safety. You know? So now you come here and ask me to cancel the summons, and you allow people to ride without helmets, and if there's just an accident, they'll die. You want your people to die? I answer that. And if you are a real politician, I said, you should come here and say, I'm paying these summons for them. You give me the money, and people vote you some, you know. So, sorry, please pay the summons. She has to pay the summons.